What's going on, YouTube? I'm gonna make a short video on my problem of the reverse cable locking up and breaking and ultimately leading my ski to take on water. Fortunately, I was close to the dock when it happened, so I was able to catch the issue rather quick. So when I got this ski, everything worked perfect, and the reverse cable has always been a little bit stiff, and yesterday it finally felt really stiff, so I went to pull up on the reverse cable, or the reverse level right there, and I felt a snap. So what that was this lock nut right here sits right here, and it squeezes in, it actually turns in, and you have, there's a rubber grommet in there that I have all the parts. I'll actually just show you real quick. So let me grab these. So I already have the reverse cable out. So imagine that's connected up there and it's run down through here. And so your sequence would be a rubber grommet, and I don't want to put it in there, but a rubber grommet. Then you have these these two little pieces here. They're like a half. I'm not really sure what they're called. But your rubber grommet, then that slides over it, and then finally you have your lock nut, and this is sheared. Like, this is the broken piece right here. And I've seen that it's happened before to a lot of other Honda owners. So you can see right inside here, this black is all of that what sheared off. So when that sheared, the pressure, it was no longer tight, so the grommet wasn't able to do its job, and water started filling that hole slowly. So I did a lot of research. There's 1, 2, 3 areas that you can get water in your ski here. I guess 4 if you include this, and 5 if you include the drive shaft right here. So these are weak points. You're supposed to replace, so like when one of these goes bad, you're already in here. But it's not even a lot of work. This took me, I don't know, I want to say I'm probably about an hour into it, because I had to find some tools. But really all it is I have an extension, a 10 millimeter, 12 millimeter, 14, and an 8, and then I got a wrench, and that's it. You don't really need a lot of stuff to do this job. But I actually, just while I'm in here, I greased these up, and you can see my trim lever works great. My steering has very what's the word, very free. It has no stiffness at all. So I'm not going to replace these, because I feel comfortable taking this back off if I need to do it to get in here again. It didn't take me long. It seems like a daunting issue because you have all these little pieces, but really it's just that grommet, this piece, and then that tightens it down, and that's it. I mean, it's pretty simple. I have not fixed the issue yet. Like I said, that cable is getting replaced because I think the issue was my steering was very, that's smooth. That's not an issue. The owner I had off before drove it in salt water. So this right here is very, and it's, obviously you can't feel it in the video, but it's very just stiff. So I think this cable is just kind of like, I think it's time for a new cable. This one just, it's got rust and stuff on it. And I think a combination of that with maybe, so I'll go a little in depth in here. Here's your jet pump housing. You have 4 bolts, 1, 2, and then 3, 4. I'll show you those down there. Very simple. And then you have your prop, right? You have your propeller, your impeller. Mine is pretty solid. It has some wear, but this jet ski does cavitate a lot. I think it's just because of the sheer power it puts out. And I may change the prop as well, but my housing looks good. There's no bubbling or anything. This O-ring is important. Do not lose this O-ring. That creates a better seal. Water won't get in your ski if that O-ring is not there, but that could be a possible cause of cavitation. And I'll just give you a better look inside there. I know I'm moving a little fast, but I need to get somewhere. This is, I think, a water outlet or something. It goes in and then in there and out here. You can see that right there, that white thing. Something goes out there. And then, so this is where I think some of the other stiffness was coming from. This is, I guess, the arm actuator, whatever you, I don't even know if that's what it's called, but this kind of sits like here, I think. Maybe it's the other way around. Yeah, so it's like this, and that just drops your bucket down and up. And I think this bushing right here was stiff. You didn't have any grease on it at all. And so I may end up replacing this piece as well, because it was just very stiff. So I think this part and the reverse lever just being that stiff is what caused that handle to just build up over time. And finally, I pulled on it so hard. I really think it is this, just a lack of grease in here. And on this bushing here, I think that's really what caused that's what caused the issue. So this is all good right here. This is your I've heard someone call it your nozzle. So you have same thing, 4 bolts. These look good, but yeah, it's very simple. Your bucket, don't lose these parts. Very simple job. Don't overcomplicate it. You'll be good. Do this on your own. Try it. Make sure you grease the shaft back up when you're done. And I might even post a second video when I get it installed. So yeah, but right now I gotta figure out how to get this sheared plastic off in here. So that's gonna be tough. But yeah, that's that. Up here, you have this piece slides up in there like so. I'm gonna take it out for now. And then it's the same thing. You have your rubber piece, and then on top you have those 2 little plastic things, which are back there. I showed you once, so I think you get the point. 2 rubber piece, and then you have this cap that sits down on top of those 2 plastic pieces and that rubber grommet. It stops water from going in. Your cable comes up. Then you tie this screws onto the end of your cable. Put it right there, like so. And there's a seat. I think that's on backwards. I apologize. Yeah. Which way does it go? I don't know which way it goes. Either way, that goes on like so. One of the ways. And then you have this little C-clip that just goes over top of these thread. There's a little divot right there. If you can see it, that's where that C-clip sits, and that C-clip will prevent your reverse lever from coming off, or your reverse cable from coming off. And then you have these 2 little screws that, well, I ignore that. This goes, these are just little rubber pieces, not super important. But those do go on, like that would go there, on top of it. Like, so you have your cable coming up, and then that goes on it. And that's the very top of your cable, like that. So your cable comes up like that, connects to that. So, okay, I hope I made that pretty simple. I know I went fast, but I'm in a rush, and I hope some of you guys find some value in that. Drop comments in the description. Drop comments below if you need more help, and I will try my best to respond. Help your other jet skiers out. So, okay, thanks guys.